Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. We got to talk about the fatal flaw that is at the heart of every single stock picking genius. We as humans live pretty short lives, okay? Some of us live till we're 100, but on average, we die in our late 70s, early 80s. And we think as we get older and more experienced that we really understand the world. And it is true that the older you get, in most cases, the more knowledgeable you get, the more experience life throws on you, and the smarter you become at navigating all of life's hurdles, right? Kind of makes sense. But what if I told you that the average stock picker will never, ever attain the true knowledge necessary to consistently outperform the market? Because you as an individual, you have some kind of life. You go to work, you got your family, you got your bull, you got your friends, you got people in your neighborhood. You live in a certain country, in a city, whatever. Okay, you see certain things in your life. But what you don't see is how complex and crazy and gigantic this world is that we live in. We have a world with hundreds of countries, billions of people, all pursuing their self-interest. You think you have the capacity to understand how the world works, how everything ties together. You really believe that. And on top of that, you really believe that you can predict the future. What terrifies me about most investors is they take these instant conclusions. They see something, they say, oh, overvalued. Oh, undervalued. Oh, it's easy, bro. And they basically just buy based on like a gut feeling. That terrifies me. Now, value investors are kind of the same brand of person where they think they're smart because they, buy stuff that has high dividend yields and has underperformed the market. They think they're shit because they're looking for deals that nobody else can see. Well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, maybe you're the clown. So we're going to go react to this Sven Carlin video, okay, where he basically, tries to justify why he's, basically his thesis has underperformed. Now, he's like, I don't know if he's anti-U.S. stocks, bro, but I get the sense that he thinks U.S. stocks are overvalued. And personally, this is like personal, Chris, I don't think you should be all in U.S. stocks either. They kind of scare me, to be perfectly honest. They're a big part of my portfolio, but they are not 100% of my portfolio. I'm kind of terrified for a lot of you people that do that. But I don't let my biases and prejudices get in the way of my investment success. Because maybe the market's right, and maybe King Kong is wrong, okay? So let's go ahead and react and see what old Svenny boy, he looks like crap. Does anybody else think the same? He looks bad, like he's been stressed. He's been stressing about his value portfolio. This is scary. My freaking chair scared me. Oh my God. Value my value by the dividend yield. Doesn't make sense, bro. U.S. stocks, bro. So here's this video. The market is right. Value investing is the wrong bet. I 100% agree with that statement because, ladies and gentlemen, indexing is not value investing. Okay, I just want to put that out there. People think, I don't know what they think, but just to be up front, index investing is not value investing because you're buying growth stock. You're buying everything. You're not trying to beat the market or get one up on the market. That's basically what value investing is buying something for a lower price than its intrinsic value because you believe the market is mispriced as security. That's value investing. So let's hear what he has to say, and we're going to make fun of some of his justifications.
Good day, fellow investors. The market is right, and we value investors are wrong. Last week, I did this video discussing the market opportunities from a broad perspective.
Okay. So he made a video where he has this one company that's doing forecasts. And you probably can't see it that well, but it's got U.S. large caps performing at negative 4% per year over the next 7 years. So basically they're saying that U.S. large cap is going to give you a negative return over the next 7 years. And where the money is going to be made is in, well, not really international large. Basically, you should not own U.S. stocks at all, according to this forecast. And you should be piling into emerging value, emerging markets, and international small cap stocks. Can you imagine having that as your portfolio where you just don't own anything else? You don't own Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Meta. You don't own like large European companies. You know, you basically just own like these weird co's. Because you looked at GMO's chart and you thought, wow, that's terrifying. Well, here's the thing. GMO could be right and GMO could be wrong. But what Sven does is he looks at like, and you'll see what he looks at. He looks at all these different metrics. He's like, oh, it's easy, bro. It's easy, bro. Overvalued, bro. So easy, bro. And he draws a conclusion that he should buy the things that have, you know, good fundamentals according to him, based on his arbitrary beliefs of what good fundamentals are. And that's what he's probably buying in his private portfolio. I 100%, 10% disagree with that. You're probably missing something very important when you do this kind of simple analysis. The world is very complex, and you cannot predict the future. I don't care if you've picked every stock right since the dawn of time. That's called luck. That's not called stock picking prowess. At a certain point, you're going to predict the future incorrectly, and you're going to get blown out massively. And I'm going to laugh at you. Okay? But let's keep watching.
And there were many, many comments telling me how, Sven, you are wrong because value investing doesn't work. We are living in a new AI world. Stocks, US stocks only go up. And I really want to discuss this, the hardships of being a value investor, whether...
You know, maybe it is the case that US stocks, bro, just go up and up and up forever into infinity in vertical lines, okay? But if the future profits earned by US companies continue to grow, maybe there's some justification because in the long run, the market's performance does follow earnings. And if US companies have that tailwind of low interest rates, what else? Cheap labor and low tax expense, that could potentially boost corporate profits forever into the future. Maybe that's the case. And as a matter of fact, we're going to go look at something interesting in a little bit, but we're going to watch him just a tad bit more.
Value investing is right or wrong now because it's hard compared to the rest of the world's thinking about investing. But
just because you think contrary to other people doesn't mean you're smart. You might be right because sometimes the herd is ridiculous. The market can be wrong temporarily, but it always catches up in the end. Okay. But just because you have a contrarian belief doesn't mean you're a genius. Okay. It just means you have a contrarian belief. Maybe the herd is right and maybe you're wrong. That's something you have to consider when you're investing. I don't care who you are. I don't care Warren Buffett, whatever. You're competing against the market and the market will eventually get their pound of flesh, big, thick pound of flesh from you. Okay. Be careful out there. Now, U.S. stocks have done extremely well, right? And there's actually a little chart he had up here. So what this shows is the share of the global market capitalization, percent weight in the MSCI All Country World Index, USD monthly. So if we go back to 1988, U.S. stocks were roughly 33% of the global market cap. And Japanese stock was roughly 40%. Look how times have changed. U.S. went from 33 to 64%. Now, if you're a mega clown, you'll look at this and you'll say, well, they went up a lot and everything else went down. So I'm going to just ignore the stuff that went down. If you're a value investing clown, you're going to say, well, what comes up must come down. Therefore, I'm going to only buy Europe ex UK, emerging markets, and Japan. Because you can see the percentage of the global market cap. Like US stocks have just bent over everything and just clapped it into oblivion. That's what you do as a value investor. You'd be piling into Europe ex UK, emerging markets and Japan because it's cheap. If you're a high IQ genius like me, you say, maybe the market's right. We're for everything. Maybe you own everything. Okay. And even if the market's wrong, you don't get utterly obliterated. Because if the market's right about US stocks and you're a value investor, well, you're in a bunch of freaking garbage. If the market's in euphoria phase and it's wrong about US stocks, well, guess what? You're all in US, you're going to get absolutely clapped. I like the middle road. I like being in the middle. I don't think I can lose personally. If US stocks continue to rip, great. I own them. It's 64% of my portfolio. If they start to suck, well, guess what? The remaining 36% of my portfolio, which is a pretty sizable amount, trust me on that, is in ex-US stocks. And I'll also do well. I'll do a lot better than US stock bros. I don't think I can lose personally. But you got to avoid the value investor mindset where you look at this and you're like, well, look, bro, it's cheap. And US has gone on a crazy run. And back in the day, Japan did really well, and then they imploded. That could happen with US stocks. That would be hilarious if that did happen. But I'm not banking my entire investing future on that, okay? Now, let's go look at some reasons that US stocks have done well. You always hear this thing called the stock market capitalization to GDP ratio, which takes the total market capitalization of the US stock market and divides it by US GDP. US GDP is just income earned in the United States, basically. Okay. The stock market of the United States includes earnings and profits from around the world. So what you've seen over time is that the Buffett indicator has gotten more overvalued, as they say it. Basically, it's like almost not 200%. It's like 180% is the ratio between the U.S. stock market capitalization and the U.S. GDP, the gross domestic product. Now, another reason I think this is happening and U.S. valuations have gone up is you take corporate profits after tax divided by gross domestic product. It's a ratio. What percentage of the U.S.'s gross domestic product comes from corporate profits, which ultimately drive stock market returns? Well, you can see all the way back from the 40s and 50s to now, what's been the trend since basically 1985, 1986? Corporate profits as a percentage of GDP have gone up basically at a 45-degree angle. That means a bigger and bigger share of all income earned in the United States is from corporations, which drives stock market returns. This is probably a big reason why you've seen U.S. stocks outperform and grow faster than U.S. GDP. There's been a lot of reasons. Low taxes, low interest expense, some profits coming from overseas. It all adds in together. But if you're a value investor, you'd be like, well, the historical price to earnings ratio of the S&P 500 is this. Well, yeah, it's probably based on when corporate profits as a percentage of GDP were roughly 5 or 6 or 7%. That seems to be the average. The corporate profits as a percentage of GDP now are like 11%. Okay, it's almost more than doubled. There's a reason that this is happening. All right. So what else does Sven do? So he's like pulling up comments and stuff. So he pulls up emerging markets, right? And he basically says, okay, and I own these myself at market cap weights, and I always will. He basically says, oh, they've sucked, but if you bought the dips, I think he highlights the dips. Where are they? If you bought the dips, you would have made a lot of money. We're not here to buy dips, okay? You could have also just bought U.S. stocks and not had to buy dips, and you would have done even better. So he's basically justifying that it's okay to buy emerging markets as long as you time the exact bottom, which you're not going to be able to do. That's another flaw. You're never going to be able to time the bottom of anything. So to use this as justification for saying, oh, well, value investing is not dead, my version of value investing, because you just buy the bottom, bro, that's stupid, okay? Don't even for a second think that. Now, the most hilarious thing he does is he compares the international price to earnings discount versus the United States and the difference in dividend yields versus the US. The P/E ratio is just what the market assigns the value of the company to be. They take some kind of earnings and they multiply it by some kind of metric, PE, whatever. Why does that matter? Okay, yeah, so it looks like when you just look at this, international does look cheap. It 100% does. But maybe there's a reason that this is happening. It's entirely possible. Maybe corporate profits around the world are not growing that much. I don't know. But you just look at this and say, oh, well, obviously it's cheap because PEs versus international versus US have massively gone down versus the past. Well, maybe US is just a hyper-capitalist corporate dystopia that cares only about profits. Maybe the rest of the world isn't like that. Maybe that's a reason that international hasn't done that well and that is trading for cheaper valuations. And then he looks at dividends. He says, well, look at the dividend yield. Who cares about the dividend yield? Maybe the reason dividend yields are different, I don't know. Maybe companies in the US are focused more on buybacks. I don't know. Okay? But just because something seems obvious doesn't mean it's true. This guy's logic is fundamentally flawed. Emerging markets international could continue to suck into the future. It's entirely possible. You have to accept that. But him looking at all this garbage is not even going to basically touch US stocks because he thinks he's smarter than the market. When he's not, he's a clown. That's why my philosophy, I believe, is the best. Some people think they're geniuses because they buy US stocks. They're not. They're morons. But some people also think they're geniuses because they only buy non-US stocks. That also means you're a moron. Why don't you own everything and let the market figure it out? Maybe the market's right. Or maybe the market's wrong. Maybe US stocks are in a euphoric bubble. Okay, I don't care. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. Sven Carlin is like, here's the projections right here. Look at this. So what conclusion would you draw from this chart? You would probably go all in emerging value. No, do not do that. Don't base your investments on projections. They could be right, but don't base all your decisions on these projections because every company has different projections of asset class real return forecasts. Okay, and if this comes to fruition, well, if you're globally diversified, you don't have to worry about this. Okay, GMO said this. GMO said this, bro. So I'm right. No, you could be wrong, and GMO could be wrong. I mean, I hope they're right. That'd be hilarious, but whatever. What's he got? Okay, then he pulls up Tesla. What does Tesla have to do with anything? Tesla was the most obvious clown bubble. A lot of other stocks in the U.S. market, or at least other big tech, has actually like shown increasing profits. Tesla's the one outlier that's just pure clownery. So I would just ignore that completely. But the vast majority of U.S. stocks, large caps at least, have grown earnings pretty significantly, which also contributes to that. But who knows? And then I got this cycle thing, whatever. So that's my thoughts on Sven Carlin. The guy's like lost in the sauce. But, at the end of the day, if you're a value investor, self-proclaimed, then you're a genius. And you're always going to get things right in the long run. You just got to be patient. But they always discount how smart the market is, at least in the long run. Like you're going to have clownery. Oh, AMC. But what did the market do to AMC? Destroyed it exactly like it should have. Okay. Despite all these clowns jumping into AMC, it still got destroyed. The market will correct clownery. You just have to give it time and go along for the ride. Okay. And buy VT, of course. Click my VT affiliate link in the comments below. But we all know Sven just wants to sell a stupid research platform. How much is he charging? $500 a year? Get the hell out of here. If you just want to trust him, just buy an emerging value ETF. Like, why do you have to buy this garbage? What a dork. All right, let's do some comments. Bump it up, bump, 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 bump. Where's my book, bro? There it is. Found my book, bro. Stop being a broke loser. I wrote this book. It's on Amazon. Buy my book. Yeah, I need your money. Thank you very much. Greetings and salutations, good sir. How do I look? I got a free trial from StreamYard. So StreamYard has this tool where you can touch up, like, basically make up your face artificially. I'm not using it, but it was you can like get rid of your flaws. It's like a chick tool, basically. It's pretty funny. I bet all the clowns use it. My skin's perfect. Yeah, I'm a girl. Yeah, I'm coming here. Which experts? Which ones? It's a billion expert. Jeremy's an expert. Me coming here is an expert. I'm an expert. Everybody's an expert, bro. You're an expert. Which experts? Have you ever seen the new weekly yield max, my big tax ETF? Oh, yeah. I actually wanted to do a video going through all of yield max because I want to, as the yield max stock picker, ETF picker, strongman is going to review each ETF and he's going to tell you which ones he thinks are garbage, all of them, and which ones are extra garbage, some of them. Oh boy, here he goes trying to. You damn right I will. 100%. All day, every day. Boxy, my soxy. If your returns are 7%, well, inflation, but it might be a lot more unless you trust. Hey, you know what? If I get 7%, that's 4% in excess of inflation over 30 years compounded. I'll do pretty well. I'm not going to be a trillionaire, but I'll definitely beat inflation. I'll be a lot richer than most people. But how I think of it is like, I don't think of it as like, oh, my returns are going to be this and this and this and that. I want to own as much of the world as possible by the time I retire. And I want to live off all of the future profits of the world. That's it. I want to own as big of a piece as I can. And that's going to be what I have when I retire. That's the only thing you can do, in my humble opinion. Oh, but what about the returns, bro? You don't know what the freaking returns are going to be. Question about holds that have. How do these thousands have any effect? Are we really getting any value from them? I mean, realistically, one company, no. Okay. But in effect, you know, you're trusting market efficiency to weight the stocks exactly as they should be. I don't think there's a harm. I mean, I don't think it hurts you to own a 0.01% weighted stock. It's probably not going to help you massively, but it's not going to hurt you either. And who knows what the next thing's going to be? You don't know. A lot of companies start off as like clown stocks, and some of them may rise to the top. You don't know which one it is. People overthink this stuff. It's like, just stop thinking too much. Just buy the world and go on with your day. Yeah, okay. King Kong, long, dong, strong, schlong is wrong. That's impossible. I'm never wrong. Put on a shirt, dude. Why, you nigger? Why are you uncomfortable with him? He's not. He likes to be. That's, you know what? This is me. Okay, like, I come home and I disrobe. That's what I do. And I'm not ashamed of it. Imagine if I got really famous on YouTube, though, and I'm, like, shirtless. It'd be awesome. Like, I could just chill. I could sit here in a bathrobe and make millions. What a life. He's on. I don't think an index investor is right. A day trader is always wrong. A lot of stocks are benefiting. That. Well, I think over 30, 40 years, I think the average index fund investor is going to just absolutely annihilate the average stock picker and day trader. And as long as you're consistent, I think you'll win. If you think Warren and all the super investors and index are the only true investors, well, index can pick stocks too at the same time. Boom. What? Well, I mean, I guess as an index investor, you're picking stocks. You're saying, I'm going to pick the stocks and weight them exactly how the market assigns them. So I guess theoretically you are a stock picker, but I don't care what Warren Buffett did or what the other most of them are swing trading clowns. Warren Buffett's like probably an exception. Most super investors are just gamblers. They really are. And I don't care if they beat the market. I'm not a super investor. I don't got time for that. It's a waste of my freaking time. And you're not a super investor. Trust me. Okay? And I guarantee you're probably piling into big tech. Shocker. Get a tattoo. Oh my God. You'd have to pay me. If somebody paid me $10 million, I'd do it. All right, here's Jeremy on my chest. $10 million. I'm like, yeah, make fun of me, but I got $10 million. Why buy it when you can buy Tesla? That's a good point. I always forget about Tesla. Let's see. Elemento took some schlong, apparently. I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. We're not here to buy dips, says man who's literally chewing at the same time. It's gum, bro. Let's see. This is boring. Let's pump some crypto. I know you guys want flashing lights and NFT monkeys and crypto. 20,000x. I'm having fun now. Bunch of freaking children. All of you. Who cares about the different probably running your drills right now? Oh man, come here. There's so much content I can make about him. Like I could do a whole channel just reacting to him. I could live stream for like 8 hours a day, just roasting that clown. I watch him a lot. He is hilarious. He's so stupid. I'm sure buybacks has a higher dividend. Yeah, it could be. But Sven knows, bro. Will I be censored from roasting? You will not. Just don't say extreme stuff. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can say some crazy stuff. But you can't say like absolutely bonkers, like demonetization, instant ban stuff. Okay? But generally, yes, you can say whatever you want. You give me $100? Oh, you got it, baby. Let's see. That'd be an entertaining stream, too. Maybe we'll have Dan and Fabio come on. You can all debate. And then I can just go sit in the background. That would be pretty cool. And I made $100, so. Let's see. Oh, my God. Thank goodness we're just seeing. You want to see the bottom? This is going to shock you. I'm wearing shorts. Yeah, I'm wearing shorts. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. I cashed out some of VT last month. I did not donate a dime to Trump. He's a billionaire. I'm not giving him anything. At what age will you quit working? I mean, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I'm always going to do something. Always. I'm always going to work. I'm going to always do YouTube or some kind of equivalent because I like doing this stuff, at least for now. But I don't know when I'm going to retire. I don't think I ever will, personally. So I don't know. Why am I saving money? What am I doing? I should be just blowing it all like a clown. I bought your book. It's not about VT, other index funds. Change your heart. VT maybe was what you went on when you wrote the book. Did I not mention VT in there? I don't think I did. Personally, it's like a basic primer to kind of like get you in the mindset. I think I mentioned target retirement funds, which are total market funds. So it's got basically everything in there. But I think that section of the book was just describing like what an ETF is or what an index is and something like that. But maybe I didn't mention VT in there. Maybe I should update the book or not be lazy and finally write my new one. Petro Boss. Oh, there you go. Buy it. Let's see. So many comments. Good Lord. I only heard of Chris Patel when I actually enjoyed that stream. Thought they had a great comment. Chris is kind of grifty. I don't know, man. I got to do more research on him, but yeah, I don't like who he hangs out with. He hangs out with some sketchy people. I'll just leave that there. People never change, just reveal who they always. That's why I saw when people turn on me, they're always a snake. I'm just happy to escape their venom. Wait till I turn on you, Elemental. It's going to sting. Oh, money! Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Gil, you want your? I'll wait for my $100, bro. Come on, come on. Gil is a tattle telling on Fabio because we all know strong man is daddy. Well, I am Jay's the oldest one in the group, but we'll see. Thank you for your kind donation. Gil, you want to come on? I'm waiting for my super chat, bruh. I'll give you another minute. Come on. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Alibaba's about to vertical line. I hope so. If I unban Elemental, it will neutralize the mods. That is literal textbook cult leader tactics. Fair enough. Never heard of him before that stream he did with Fabio. Yeah, I mean, Chris, he seems like he's like a nicer guy. I don't really see him that much. Like, he's not big into YouTube content. I think he's bigger on X. X. But I have seen him go on the Grifter streams. And then I'm pretty sure he went to Jeremy's house. Let me see if I can find that picture. Hold on a minute. And then we'll close out the stream. I actually say sometimes when these grifters take photos, I save them. Let's see. Where's he at? Crap. Where did I save that? Oh, maybe under Lafufu? Oh, here we go. Hold on a minute. Here we go. Oh my God, this is the whole grifter crew. You guys are gonna laugh at this shit. Y'all are gonna laugh at this. All right, you guys ready to see the grifter crew? You guys can see this, right? Yeah, okay, you can see it. So look at this dude right here. Okay, this is Chris Patel. So guess whose house they're at right now? Are they at what? Look at the baby in the background. Guess whose house they're at right now? Do you think they're at I don't know, Ben Carlson's house or whatever his name is? They're at Jeremy's house. These people are at Jeremy's house right now at this moment, taking this picture. And here's Chris Patel hanging out with Jeremy LaFave. Okay, you got Lard Bucket here. I've talked about this guy before. You got this manlet right here. I forgot his name. You got Amit Spin. You got the girl that he simps after. You got, I don't know who this is. Chris Patel. And then this guy. Oh, my God. He looks like he's CGI generated. Do I have any more? Oh, here they are. Chris Patel's a good guy. Yeah. Oh, my God. Does he have gray hair? How old is this dude? Oh, look at the lovers. That's cute. There's some. I love YouTube so much. Did you guys see that? You don't think Chris Patel's a grifter? Oh, my God. Let's see. All right, guys, that's it. Sven Carlin's a dork. And yeah, maybe I might do a video on Yield Max. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do nothing and drink beer. I don't know. I'm part of me's feeling lazy. I went up to see my parents this weekend. I'm a little exhausted. Had to drive 2 hours. Dead. Okay. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Cheers.